हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल बॉटनी एट ड्रैगन। तो आज की इस वीडियो में हम स्टार्ट करने जा रहे हैं एक नया लेक्चर सीरीज जिसका कि पहला वीडियो है एल्गी के ऊपर। सो व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय एल्गी? सो एल्गी इंक्लूड द क्लोरोफाइलस नॉन-vascular plants with thallus plant body, or we can say they are the eukaryotic unicellular to multicellular chlorophyll bearing photoautotrophic, mostly generally aquatic thallophytic cryptogams of plant kingdom. So let's discuss what we talked about. So there is one word called thallus. So what does it mean? So thallus means the plant body with no differentiation of root, stem and leaves. So algae are a type of plant that have only a single type of cell structure, or they may be unicellular to multicellular. Mostly they contain some chlorophyll, and they have differentiated of true tissue. Like this differentiation is very little, but they have some differentiation. And these algae are having chlorophyll, so they are autotrophic. So let's start with this algae. So इस वीडियो में हम लोग स्टार्ट करेंगे from the introduction, contribution of Indian phycology, general characteristic features, habit and habitat, organization of the thallus, form and size of the algae, pigment constitution of algae, reproduction of algae, classification of algae, and economic importance of algae. We are planning to have a separated video on this topic only, and after that we will have our conclusion. So let's start with the introduction part. So जैसे कि बोला, तो एल्गी क्या है? एल्गी है यूनिसेलुलर माइक्रोस्कोपिक thallus plant body. So what do you mean by thallus? Thallus means there is no differentiation of root, stem and leaves. But these algae are comes under eukaryotes, so they have a proper nucleus, and there are some famous algologists or phycologists in India as well as in the world. So out of them, the F.E. Fritz, who is the famous international algologist, and he is known as the father of algae. And there are also some algologists in India like Goose, M.O.P. Iyengar. This M.O.P. Iyengar, he is the father of modern algology in India. Okay, this M.O.P. Iyengar is the father of modern algology in India, and there are also many faculties or professors from BHU also they are doing research on algae. So, so the algae are thalloid, thalloid. Also, they have both type of reproduction, like they can also reproduce vegetatively and both sexually and asexually. And they are most of the algae are aquatic, chlorophyll bearing, and there are different algae which can perform reproduction in all these vegetative, asexual and sexual method. So I've already talked about some famous algologists of India like M.O.P. Iyengar. He is the father of modern algology in India. And there are Ramanathan, Balakrishnan, and Desikarchi, who is these are some other famous algologists from Madras or Chennai. Professor Y. Bharadwaj, who was the student of fish, who is considered as the father of algae, also a famous algaeologist in India. So let's start with general characteristic of algae. So thallus. Let's start with the thallus. The plant body is not differentiated into root, stem, and leaves. So the first point is thallus. And in the algae, a variety of thallus structure can be seen, which range from this unicellular algae like Chlamydomonas to a multicellular algae like Cara, and there are also some non-motile algae to motile algae, and there are also some colonial algae. And the algae can be found as a filamentous form, heterotrachous form, or siphonaceous form. So we will discuss one by one. And the size. Their size may vary from microscopic to microscopic. The cell wall is composed mainly of cellulose. So cell wall is made up of cellulose, and there may be partially presence of pectin, chitin, lignin, and fucodin. And some minerals like calcium and silicon, etc., are also found in some species. And there they have also flagella for their locomotion. And flagella may be homotrichous or heterotrichous, and its position generally apical. Like here you can see in the Chlamydomonas, it is generally present in apical or may be present laterally. And the cell wall distinguished into cytoplasm and nucleus in all eukaryotic forms. Nucleus may be centrally placed or placed towards the side depending on the species. Okay, so there, here you can see the flagella is there, cell wall is there, basal body are present below the flagella. There is also some vacuole and eye spot. These eye spot are very important in light sensing and their movement. And there is one nucleus is present which may be present in the center position or may be towards a side. And inside the nucleus, nucleolus is present, and plastoglobule, thylakoids. These thylakoids contain the chlorophyll molecule which helps the algae for the process of photosynthesis. Also for the transport and other processes, Golgi body and pyrenoids, mitochondria, these are present, also present. The starch granule, starch plate, chloroplast envelope are also can be seen here. And this is the example of a simple type of algae, that is Chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas. So habit and habitat. So algae are found in a variety of habitat. They can be found in the fresh water, marine water, hot spring, snow, etc. So algae can found in the mud. Example, your Cara. Cara can be found in the mud. The algae can be found in the bank and lakes and ponds like Ribularia, Spirogyra. These can be found in Spirogyra can be found in the ponds. And cryophytic algae. There are some cryophytic algae. Cryophytic algae. These may be present in the snow or at very low temperature. There is one uh, species of algae, that is Chlamydomonas nivalis. Chlamydomonas nivalis. It is generally present in red snow, and they cause the red snow, and they are generally present in the snow. There are also some Chlamydomonas yellowstonensis. Chlamydomonas yellowstonensis. Yellowstonensis. They are present in green snow. Some black snow. These are caused by Scotelia nivalis. This this algae cause the black snow. Okay. So there are also some epiphytic algae like the algae like Bulbosity, Oidogonium and Microscopera. They living upon the Cladophora, Rhizoclonium and Baucaria respectively. So epizoic algae like some algae are found on the other animals like Cladophora. There is one algae Cladophora. They are present on snail, right? So, and Protoderma. Protoderma is the algae which is present on the tortoise. They are present on the back of the tortoise. Also, there are some algae which we can found in the gills of the fish, and some endozoic algae also there which live inside the animals like Zoochlorella. These Zoochlorella are found in the gastrodermal tract of Hydra. Gastrodermal tract of Hydra. Right. So इतना देख के आपको तो पता ही लग गया होगा कि मतलब algae बहुत वाइड हैबिटेट में ग्रो कर सकते हैं. So another important example is its symbiotic nature. So algae form symbiotic relationship with fungi. So it will form lichen. Some blue-green algae like Nostoc anavena are found symbiotically in thallus of the Anthoceros. These are some another type of symbiotic relationship. And some species of Cladophora live in symbiotic association in some Aplyditia. These are some different type of animals or plants. So algae can live with many type of animals and many type of habit and habitat. So let's discuss about the thallus organization. As I have already told, the algae can be found as from unicellular to multicellular, from motile to non-motile, from single cell to colonial form, from a single uh, rounded cell to a filamentous form. So let's start one by one. So starting with unicellular. Okay. So what comes under the unicellular algae? So let's divide it into mot, uh, motile and non-motile. So under motile, there are different algae. Example, Chlamydomonas. The best example is there, Chlamydomonas. It is the unicellular motile algae. So what about the non-motile algae? There are some algae which don't have any flagella. For example, chlorella. These are non-motile algae. Okay, so let's go beyond this and let's then talk about the multicellular algae. So multicellular algae can be colonial or filamentous. So let's start with the colonial one. Colonial one. So in colonial one, there are different type of algae, and the best example will be your volvox. So this is your volvox. The inside the volvox are very much similar to the chlamydomonas. However, they are present in the colonial form, forming a spear-like structure. And there are also some another colonial type multicellular algae, and we can give some more example like Pandorina. Pandorina. Okay. So then let's non-motile colonial and multicellular. ना अब देखते हैं non-motile colony. This colony, these are motile and non-motile. So there are also some colonial algae which cannot move. So example are hydrodiction. And there are some also some palmilloid states. In colonial form, there are some palmilloid states. And this is found in Palmella. Palmella and Tetraspora. So what happens in this case? So there are some jelly-like structure. Inside this, the algae are grown as a palmilla, which is looks similar to the palmilla. And after the colonial form, now let's come to the filamentous form. So in the filamentous form, it can be again divided into different types, like on branch, on branch, on differentiated, differentiated. So on differentiated, one such example is your Spirogyra, and in differentiated, there are different type of cells, such as they can attach to the substratum by a cell called holdfast. Also, they have some cap cells, and they can be differentiated into growth cell, vegetative cell, etc. So, the one such example is your Eulothrix, and this is your Spirogyra. And also there is some Oidogonium. So this is your on branch. Now we have branched filamentous. In branched filamentous, there are some major member which include the cladophora. Cladophora, Bulbocyti, Bulbo, Bulbocyti, Ectocarpus. Okay, so after that we can move to another form, which is the heterotrichous form. Heterotrichous form, and it what does it mean? जिस more than one type of filaments, तो जिसमें कि आपको different type of filaments मिल जाए, and one may be your prostate system and one may be your erect system. So these are generally the some of the most important member of this heterotypous form are Coleochaete and Trichyella. And there is also another member, Drapnel. So after the heterotrichous form, there is another member or another type of plant can be found, that is your Siphonaceous thallus. Siphonaceous, and one of the most important member of this type is your Vaucaria, and the siphon-like central vacuole contain several nuclei. This is also called as cenocyte. Because and multiple nucleus is present in one cell, and there is also some uniaxial thallus, uniaxial, like your batrachospermum, and there are some multiaxial, like your Polysyphonia, and then comes your most important or most advanced type mostly, and that is your parenchymatous. Parenchymatous type, and Cara is one of the important member of this type. There are also some other members like your ulva, laminaria, hucus, etc. तो मैं अब तक बहुत सारे एल्गियों का नाम दे चुका हूँ। तो आपको लग रहा है कि बहुत सारा एग्जाम्पल है, याद नहीं रखना है, पर इम्पोर्टेंट चीज ये है कि ये जो जो नाम मैं बोल रहा हूँ, ये कहीं ना कहीं कभी ना कभी बहुत सारे इम्पोर्टेंट एमएससी एंट्रेंस या फिर बहुत सारे एंट्रेंस में आपको क्वेश्चन दिया गया है। तो ये सारे नाम के साथ आपको थोड़ा पहचान बना के रखना चाहिए, और ये सारे क्वेश्चंस भी बहुत सारे आपको आता है, तो ये जो थैलस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, ये पार्ट को बहुत अच्छे से आप एग्जाम्पल के साथ याद रखिए, और कैसे क्या है वो थोड़ा याद रखिए। And let's go to next topic. Here I have attached some important type of thallus organization. यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं Chlamydomonas, which is a unicellular motile algae having some flagella, and this is the volvox. These are the colonial form of algae, and here inside is Rounded structure, you can see inside that some unicellular single cells are present, and branched forms are eulothrix and spirogyra. And here you can see this is the eulothrix and this is the your spirogyra, and some green algae advance like Cara. And pigment constitution and chloroplast. So it is one of the most important topic in algae, जिसमें से कि आपको बहुत सारा क्वेश्चंस मिल जाएंगे कोई भी एंट्रेंस में। तो ये हम कब करेंगे? ये करेंगे हम नेक्स्ट पार्ट वीडियो में। तो पार्ट 1 के लिए बस इतना ही। हम दूसरा पार्ट जल्दी लेके आएंगे ये वीडियो के बाद। थैंक्स फॉर वाचिंग दिस वीडियो। सेकेंड पार्ट के वीडियो में आपका पिगमेंट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से लेके नेक्स्ट जितना टॉपिक बाकी है ये एल्गी का उस वो वीडियो आएगा। तो तब तक आप ये वीडियो को अपने दोस्त लोगों के साथ शेयर करिए, और ये वीडियो को सीरीज कंप्लीट होने के बाद हम फिर से आपके लिए कुछ कुछ क्वेश्चंस लेके आएंगे। तो जुड़े रहिए हमारे चैनल से। थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो। लाइक, कमेंट एंड सब्सक्राइब।